In the dazzling world of Chinese entertainment, where the spotlight never fades and every smile could become a headline, love is often seen as a performance, shaped by rumors, sold through screens, and gone the moment the cameras stop rolling. But between the stage lights and whispers, beyond everything unseen by the media, there grows a story born in silence. A story between two people who never tried to explain, because they knew, true love needs no explanation. Jingting and Zhang Ruonan. Two big names. Two young actors equally respected for their talent and quiet strength. But behind that calm, the world didn't know they were building something more than just careers. They were growing love, quietly, patiently, in the simplest moments of every day. Jingting is not a man of many words. He doesn't flaunt feelings, nor does he let the world see too much of his private self. But in his silence, there is a sincerity that runs deep. He loves not with grand declarations, but with a presence that never wavers. When Zhang Ruonan looked exhausted on set, a folding chair and warm blanket had already been placed quietly nearby. No one knew who prepared it, but Ruonan did. She always knew. Every meal delivered to Ruonan's filming location was always free from the ingredients she disliked. Even without being asked, Jingting ensured everything was right. "I'm not good at expressing love," he once said, "but I can make sure she never goes hungry." And maybe that's how their love was, never loud, but always real. There was one moment, accidentally caught by a camera, that later went viral. During a promotional event, Jingting was caught looking at Ruonan from the side of the stage. It wasn't a professional gaze. Nor was it the look of just a friend. It was the look of someone deeply grateful that the person they love is standing proudly before them. His eyes spoke, though his lips did not. "I'm here. I see you. I'm proud of you." That gaze, to most people, might have passed unnoticed. But to those who pay attention to the smallest things, it was a confession more honest than 1,000 words. And love, too, is not just about giving. Zhang Ruonan, with all the warmth she carried, returned that love in her own quiet way, gentle, subtle, but unmistakably sincere. She was never possessive. She let Jingting grow, choose his own path, but always stood as the first to support him when he stumbled. In one interview, when asked who she relied on the most, Ruonan didn't mention her manager, or even her family. She simply said, "Jing. Because he always knows what I need, even before I say it." When Jingting was burdened with exhausting work schedules, Ruonan didn't come with cameras in tow. She simply showed up, bringing homemade dinner, sitting quietly in a corner, waiting for filming to end. No publicity, no fan content, just presence. And sometimes, that's more than enough. There's a language of love only understood by two hearts that know each other in silence. One example. The dark brown leather bracelet Ruonan wore to a fan meeting. At the same event, Jingting was seen wearing a wristwatch with the same material and shade. Fans noticed. They wondered. But there was no answer from either of them. And perhaps, there never would be. Because for them, that symbol needed only to be understood by each other. The same happened on Jingting's birthday. No public celebration, no grand post, but Ruonan uploaded a photo of the quiet night sky with a single line, "For the one who always gives me peace." Everyone knew who she meant. But again, no confirmation needed. Their love showed itself in bigger decisions, too. Once, Ruonan declined a long-term overseas project. Her reason was simple. "I don't want to be away from home for too long." And everyone knew. The home she spoke of was not a place, but a person. Someone who had become her place of return, even before she realized she had been searching for one. And when Jingting was slightly injured on set, Ruonan came without announcement. She didn't panic. She didn't complain. She just sat quietly in a cold plastic chair, holding a homemade bowl of chicken soup, waiting for Jingting to finish. No cameras caught that moment. But the staff who saw it shared. They didn't say much. But the air between them, it was calm. Like two people who know each other's hearts without needing to speak. In another interview, Ruonan was asked, "What's the best gift you've ever received?" She didn't name an item, or a trip. She simply said, "Consistent attention. Even when I forget to care for myself." This was not a love built in a year. This was a love that grew like roots. Slow, silent, but strong. Their love might not have dramatic plotlines to sell to the media. No grand confessions, no airport photos. But there's one short video showing them walking side by side in a backstage corridor. They weren't holding hands, but their bodies leaned subtly toward each other, as if some quiet gravity pulled them closer. And in that small, simple movement was the most honest kind of love. I'm here. I always am. Jingting and Zhang Ruonan aren't playing out a public romance. They're living a real love story. Not always easy, not always loud, but always present. A love that doesn't need grand statements, because even the smallest act says, "I choose you," every day. They remind us that true love doesn't need to be announced to the world. It only needs to be shown, through action, through consistent presence, through understanding without being asked. That true love doesn't live in the spotlight, but in the quiet spaces unseen by anyone else, except the hearts of the two who share it. And perhaps, that's exactly why all of us, unknowingly, have fallen in love with their love.